going home to how come thy voice, making my heart and the sorrows rejoice. Going home, oh how come thy voice, making my heart the shore will rejoice. Okay,
What song is that, Prof?
this is a good song, Whispering Hope. Have you ever heard this kind of song? It's an old song. It is always tuned on before Christmas. And I think it is a good song, Whispering Hope. Okay, now we begin with law reform. Law reform. Law reform may be made in legislation or by judicial decision. Okay. If you if you return to Dutch author Professor Viada, there are three types of law reforms. I don't think law reform, but law finding. But I think we don't discuss about law finding, but we discuss about law reform. So, in my opinion, law reform may be made in legislation or in judicial decision. The idea of law reform. Why? To cope with social development. So the first one should be law as a cultural phenomenon does not stand still. Stand still. Just as it is. Stand still, just as it is for a long time. And there was a song long time ago, sung by who sang this? Selena Jones, I guess. Just the way you are. Just the way you are. But I think just the way you are, it is a good connotation. Just the way you are. Accept me as what I am. Something like that. Accept me as what I am. Have you ever heard this word? Accept me as what I am.
Yes.
Okay. Accept me as what I am. So I don't want to be another. I don't want to be another person. I'm as I am. Accept me as what I am. Law as a cultural phenomenon does not stand still. This means it is subject to change. The law as cultural phenomenon is subject to change. And to cope with social development, whatever the law change is, whatever the law changes, to me, that should be framed by moral. For example, now in the United States and in European countries, there's a social development that recognizes homosexual marriage, for example. In the countries, homosexual marriage is acceptable. And they say that it is social development. This is the reason why they legalize in their laws about they legalize homosexual marriage. To me, it is contrary to natural law. So in a natural law, it is not allowed that man married a man. We are created as man and woman. So God created Adam and Eve instead of Adam and Steve. So it is natural that man shall marry a woman. This is natural law. And I think natural law is fulfilled tomorrow. To meet social demands, okay. Social demands. For example, in Indonesia, before the enactment of Act number 31 of 1999, there has been Act number 3 of 1971 concerning corruption eradication. But the law should be changed because there's social demand that corruption should be eradicated in such a way that that it can be that in such a way that it will be a good administration. This is the reason why there's a law concerning the establishment of Corruption Eradication Commission, KPK, Corruption Eradication Commission. And this is an independent agency that is not under the Attorney General Office or nor a police. It is an independent agency. Corruption Eradication Commission. This is social demands to declare war against the corruptive acts. Now, I begin with legislative reform. I don't know why it's an over. Statutory provision did not provide for new situation. So, you know, an act consists of some provision. Some provision, maybe articles and paragraph provision. You know provision? Statutory provision. For example, Act number 1 of 1995 concerning limited liability company. In that law, I participated in drafting Act number 1 of 1995 when I was an advisor to the Ellipse project in Jakarta. I was an advisor to Ellipse project in Jakarta from 1993 through 1997 at the time. And it was under the coordinating ministry of economy, yeah, and development supervision at the time. And our project was to prepare law and regulations, and also to provide legal information systems, and to draft procurement system. And then I participated in drafting Act number 1 of 1995, also Act number 8 of 1995 concerning capital market. And we have carried out some seminars and discussion on arbitration law at the time. And we also prepare Act number 42 of 1999 on fiduciary transfer. But I was sorry, I retired from the committee at a time because there is something that I don't agree with the idea that about the fiduciary chapter of the law. So, for example, Act number 1 of 1995. There was no provision concerning teleconference because when we drafted the law, teleconference was not carried out by the limited liability company, and it was the principle that general meeting, shareholders meeting, it was the principle at the time that general meeting of shareholders is only held in Indonesia. This is the principle at the time that there's a technology development that enables teleconference for general meeting of shareholders. And then Act number 1 of 1995 doesn't cope with the new situation. This is the reason why there's a reform. There's a reform, and then Act number 1 of 1995 was replaced by Act number 40 of 2007 concerning limited liability company. And in the new law, teleconference is provided. So, first reason why legislative reform is carried out, first, because statutory provision did not provide for new situation. So the example is Act number 1 of 1995 that did not accommodate teleconference for general meeting of shareholders. Okay. At the time, general meeting of shareholders was only held physically in Indonesia. Now, general meeting of shareholders of a limited liability company can be held by teleconference. So the notary should be present when? Sorry, where? Well, I guess the notary should be present at the head office, I guess, head office of the company. Or it can be conducted by teleconference also. I guess this is the first reason why legislative reform is needed. It is carried out by the legislative power. So legislative reform is carried out by the legislative power. What is the agency? What agency does have legislative power? Okay. What agency does have legislative power? Erpandu. Erpandu.
Prof. Yes, Prof.
Okay. What agency does have legislative power?
In Indonesia or
in throughout the world?
and in Indonesia itself, the House of Representative, I guess.
Yeah. Right. In other world, in other countries, in other jurisdictions?
Maybe Senate in US.
In the US, Congress.
Yes, Prof.
Congress in the US. In the Netherlands, Parliament. Parliament. You know, I think the House of Representatives, we call it Parliament. And when the Parliament sits for making law, it is, we call it legislative power. Legislative power. We call it Parliament because it is a place to speak. You know, Parliament, it is derived from French word parler. Parler. Parler means speak. To speak, parler. Parliament means a place to speak. This is the reason why the head of parliament is not called head of parliament, but or chairman of the house. The chairman of the House of Representatives is called the speaker. The speaker. Like Wan Maharani in Indonesia. She's the speaker of the House of Representatives. Bambang Susatyo is the speaker of People Consultative Assembly. So the speaker, it comes from the word, it comes from the French word parler. Parler. Parlez-vous français? You speak French? Parlez-vous français? Do you speak French? Oui, monsieur, je parle français.
Bonjour, Prof. Bonjour.
Bonjour, bonjour. Comment allez-vous?
Bonjour, Prof. Je m'appelle.
Bonjour. Comment allez-vous? C'est très bien. Merci.
Merci beaucoup.
Ibu?
Merci itu apa sih? Terima kasih.
Kiba français. What about if it is this class is in France instead of English?
That would be fun, actually.
Ah.
I would love to
C'est
speak
bon?
French.
Bon?
You know,
C'est bon?
Nani? Apa?
Kiba français. Un petit peu seulement.
Aku, waduh.
Abiel?
Yes, bro.
Parlez-vous français?
No, I don't speak Spanish.
Oh, no. Gisela?
Yes.
Speak French?
No.
No. Okay. English is okay. English is more universal. But, you know, French is also one of 5 languages in the United Nations. English, Spanish, French, Chinese, and what else? English, French, Chinese, Spanish, and what else?
Is
Arabic, sir.
Because, you know, the big five are the United States, and the 5th is Russian. You know, the big five are United States, France, China, at the time Taiwan, but now People Republic of China, Great Britain, United Kingdoms, and Soviet Union at the time, but now Russia. At the time, Soviet Union. Okay, Chinese Mandarin is also international language, but I don't speak Mandarin. It is inevitable that political interests be accommodated, of course. But be careful. When Parliament sits to make law, you know, the agency doesn't deal with political issues, but it is inevitable that political interests be accommodated. New development in social life shall be taken into account. New development in social life shall be taken into account. Now, the task of judge today to apply law and to find law. There's a law reformed by court. Why? Judge is also competent to create law. Still remember that court is not permitted to reject, to try any case if, sorry, I think the provision, I think in Dutch, I mean, Dutch and French laws, and also in Indonesian laws, in judiciary law, it is stated that the court is not permitted to reject, to try any case on the basis that law does not provide a case, or law is unclear, law is obscure. So any case should be tried. Whether the petition is dismissed, it depends on the discovery. It depends on the evidence. Like today, or the day before yesterday, I guess, petition to overrule general election in the United States brought by 162 congressmen and some attorneys. The case was submitted to the Supreme Court of the United States, but the petition was dismissed because there was no single evidence. There was no single evidence supported the petition. There was no single evidence. And today, I guess Joe Biden will be certified to be a president, and on January 2021, he will be inaugurated as a new president of the United States. And President Tom now is a lame duck. You know, lame duck. Well, this is the first time in the United States to be like this since 1790. Since 1790. Wow. 1790 now, 200 to 1790, and more than 200 years. You know, United States declared independence in 1776, July 4th. And then the first time U.S. Constitution was adopted in 1789. And then until now, more than 200 years there. And the U.S. Constitution it's lasting. So now, Article 1 of Dutch law concerning authority. Who can understand that? Who understands het autosrecht is het uitsluitend recht van de maker van een werk van letterkunde, wetenschap of kunst, van diens rechtsverkrijgenden om dit openbaar te maken en te verveelvuldigen, wel behoudens de beperkingen bij de wet gesteld. But sorry, that's my intonation, and my pronunciation is okay, but my intonation is not Dutch. Sorry, my intonation, I think, is seems to be American. When I was in the Netherlands, well, they told me, Peter, your pronunciation is good, but your intonation is not Dutch intonation. U bent, they said this way, u bent geamerikaanse Nederlands. The translation, the author right is a particular right for a creator of work of literary, science, and art, and for receiver of the right thereof to publish and multiply, except it is limited by law. This is my translation from the Dutch words. The author right is a particular right for a creator of work. Sorry, it is wrong. It's wrong stressing. The author right is a particular right for a creator of work of literary, science, and art, and for receiver for the right thereof to publish and multiple, except it is limited by law. This book is written by me. So, under Dutch under Dutch law, I have author right, but in English, it is called copyright. So, I have a copyright, but under Dutch law, I have author right. The author right is a particular right for a creator of work of literary, science, and art, and for receiver of the right thereof to publish and multiply, except it is limited by law. I'm a creator of that book. This is the work of science because this book is theory hukum. It is a science. It is not the work of art. If I write a song, this is the work of art. I'm the author of that book. So I have author right. The publisher has also author right. So the copyright is protected. The copyright is protected. I have written 4 books. 3 in Bahasa and 1 in English. Pengantar hukum, pengantar ilmu hukum. Then Introduction to Indonesian Law and Theory Hukum. 4 books. And praise God that this book has been widely spread throughout Indonesia. And even in the Introduction to Indonesian Law was also used in Utrecht, the Netherlands. Well, this is the case, TV cable case. You know TV cable? Do you subscribe cable, TV cable? Yeah, I subscribe First Media, for example. First Media, Indovision. There are many TV cables in Indonesia. This is in the Netherlands. The problem is connection per cable TV by central antenna to subscribers who receive broadcast film protected by the author's right in the TV regarding its publication pursuant to Articles 1 and 2 of author's right. Okay, again. Article 1 of Dutch law. The author right is a particular right for a creator of work of literature, science, and art, and for receiver of the right thereof to publish and multiply, except it is limited by law. Okay. Is connection per cable TV by central antenna to subscribers who receive broadcast film protected by the author's right in TV in the TV regarded as publication pursuant to Articles 1 and 2 of author's right. The Dutch Supreme Court declared so. This is the reform. A Dutch word publication is openbaar marking as openbaar marking, sorry. This is publication. Publication or openbaar marking is not in the sense that it is publicly seen or heard, but it is also accessible by using technological instrument. Okay. From this case, it can be inferred that someone who subscribes TV cable and there's someone who has an instrument that can tap the broadcast. Well, I think this one has no right to do that. Suppose I subscribe First Media and my neighbor has an instrument to tap the to tap First Media. I don't know how to do that, but it is there's a technology that can tap that kind of broadcast. So I think it is violation of Article 1 of the Dutch law. So Dutch author rights. Now, that's opium law. Article 3B prohibits offering soft drug. You know soft drug? Well, I don't know soft drug. Perhaps in Indonesia there's called ecstasy. Ecstasy. Ecstasy is not addictive. Ecstasy is a psychotropic. Psychotropic. It's not narcotic. It's not addictive, but still contraband. Contraband means it's not allowed to be sold. It's not allowed to be misused. Narcotic, I think, is usable for surgery. For surgery. One who has conducted surgery, he or she is given narcotic to, what I say, to avoid pain. But it cannot be misused. It is not sold publicly. Soft drug is not addictive, but still contraband. So Article 3B prohibits offering soft drug. Violation of the provision is criminal act. Violation of the Article 3B is criminal act. This means that whoever prohibits offering, whoever offers soft drug, he commits a crime. Once again, Article 3B prohibits offering soft drug. Article 10, violation of the provision is criminal act. This means that if someone offers soft drug, he commits a crime. Okay? Have you got it? Once again, Article 3B prohibits offering soft drug. Article 10 states violation of the provision is criminal act. Violation of the provision is criminal act. And now it can be inferred that one who offers soft drug, he or she commits a crime. Have you got it? Hello?
Sir.
Yeah?
So this law is suitable for the people non from the medical instancy.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
All right. So anyway, medical treatment does not use soft drug, you know. Narcotic is not soft drug. Narcotic is permitted to be used in hospital. Not psychotropic, not soft drug, but narcotic. So it is not narcotic, it is soft drug. Psychotropic like ecstasy in Indonesia is not soft drug. Sorry, it's not narcotic. I think it is something like soft drug. So there is a list of soft drug. There is a list of drugs that are prohibited by law. Okay, soft drug is not allowed to be offered. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So one who offers soft drug, he or she commits a crime. Okay. Well, I will continue. If you get it, the case. A coffee shop owner places a menu list of various hashish and marijuana with their respective price at website. You know, marijuana is legal in the United States. In Indonesia, there's something like ganja, marijuana. Ganja is not legal in Indonesia. But in Aceh, you know, ganja is spice. But why now ganja is not allowed to cultivate, you know? One is not allowed to cultivate ganja. Ganja is a spice in Aceh. Because my cousin married a Chinese, and he said that ganja is spice. Marijuana. A coffee shop owner places a menu list of various hashes, something like marijuana, and marijuana with their respective price at website. The issue is what coffee shop owner has done a violation of Article 3B of opium law, which is pursuant to Article 10 Criminal Act, or it can be simplified this way. Is what coffee shop has done a crime? Is what coffee shop owner has done a crime? This is the case. So that should be an interpretation concerning website. Okay, we have to be back. Article 3B prohibits offering soft drug. Violation of the provision is criminal act. The case, this is real case in the Netherlands. A coffee shop owner places a minute list of various ashes and marijuana with their respective price at a website. Is what he has done a crime? So we have to interpret website. If you open a shop, for example, if you open a shop and you place a menu list of various soft drugs with a price, okay. I'm sorry, you commit a crime. Okay. Someone runs a shop, and in a shop it is placed list of various soft drugs with price. It is a crime. Okay. But this coffee shop owner puts the menu list at a website. Is it a crime or not? If this one places a menu list of various soft drugs in his or her shop, of course, it is clear that it is a crime, because pursuant to Article 10, he or she violates Article 3B of opium law. But this coffee shop owner places the list of soft drugs at a website. Is it just the same as that he or she puts the list at his or her shop? This is the problem. Whether or not a website is considered to be a place, like physical place. We have to analyze this way. Is to place an announcement or any other information at website a public dissemination or a publication? Is to place an announcement or any other information at website a publication? This is the issue. Or is to place announcement or any other information at website is the same as to place at a shop, okay. This issue should be addressed. This is judge regards website as public area. So this is the new, the new meaning of public area. This is law reform made by the judge. So judge interpreted that website is a public area. This is law reform. So notwithstanding that placing information at the website is not provided in opium law, it is a crime when the information contains prohibited items. Perhaps you ask me whether the criminal law, in the opium law, it is the crime is not, website is not provided in opium law. And under the criminal law, that the application of criminal law should be based on principle of legality principle. Perhaps you ask me whether or not the judge decision violates legality principle, since it is not provided in opium law. Since the website is not provided in opium law. Whether or not judge violates principle of legality because website is not provided in opium law and it is declared as public area. I say no. It is interpretation. It is interpretation. So it's not against principle of legality. Analogy is not allowed in criminal law. Analogy is not allowed in criminal law because of principle of legality or legality principle. But interpretation is permitted. What I say in that case is the extensive interpretation. So public area is not only physical public area, but whatever whatever the medium, if it can be used for publication, it is a public area. Website can be used to publish or to announce our message. You can put a message in a website, okay? Can you announce the message in a website? Sure. So it is a public area. This is interpretation. It is not analogy. So I want to check. Whether it is different. It's that's a court decision of February 24, 2017. Not long ago. On May 27, 2012, SBS 6. This is a name of a what I think it is a TV, a name of TV cable. SBS 6 showed an episode of a program under the title "Crime Reporter," directed by Peter R. de Vries. You know, it's Dutch. Peter R. de Vries. He is Dutch. Peter Mahmud is not Dutch. Really, well, I'm surprised that Peter in Dutch usually is an P-I-E-T-E-R, but now I think he's influenced by American or by English. Well, you know, when I was in the Netherlands, I was surprised when I was in Indonesia. We enjoyed in Dutch in Indonesia usaran slag. Usaran slag. Usaran slag. You know, usaran slag, something like potato salad, but not only potato, like potato salad. When I was in the Netherlands, I found usaran slag like in Indonesia, but they call it usaran salad. Usaran salad. So they are influenced by English. Usaran salad. And again, when in Indonesia, in Dutch, Miss in Dutch is called juffrouw in Indonesia. Dutch word Miss in Indonesia is called juffrouw. But when I was in the Netherlands, someone who is not shopkeeper called juffrouw, she was offended. She was hurt. Meneer, ik ben geen winkel juffrouw. Even though she's not married yet, she doesn't want to be called juffrouw. Because this guy with my colleague from Indonesia knew that she's not married yet. So this guy called her juffrouw and she was offended. She was hurt. Meneer, ik ben geen winkel juffrouw. So I asked her, so what do you want to call mevrouw? But you're not married yet. But now everybody is called mevrouw, madam, not juffrouw anymore. So I guess the Netherlands has been influenced by English, like salad. There's no salah anymore. Salad. Usaran salad. I guess Peter is also influenced by English. Peter. Sorry. In the episode, in camera images, a discussion was shown between the petitioner, you know. Have I told you about petitioner and respondent or defendant? When I taught you introduction to Indonesian law, I have taught you about petitioner and respondent or defendant, or petitioner or plaintiff. Still remember that? Or complainant or claimant. Complainant or claimant. Plaintiff, petitioner, complainant, or claimant. They are the same thing. One who initiates the lawsuit. Because in the civil in the civil case, that the trial or the case is initiated by individual, is initiated by petitioner. One who initiates the case in civil case, he or she or it is called petitioner or complainant, claimant, or plaintiff. Why I said it? Because the company, perhaps, the company is considered to be a person. The company, limited liability company, is a legal person. So it can bring lawsuit. So in the episode, in camera images, a discussion was shown between the petitioner, the plaintiff, and someone suspected as an assassin. You know assassin? Which is hereinafter called A, about the best way to eliminate a competitor in the sex business. You know assassin?
Yes, Prof.
Murderer. Murderer. Assassin. Sorry. Assassination is a murder. So character assassination means that someone wants to eliminate or undermine his opponent. Character assassination. But there's no character murder, no. Character assassination. So in the Netherlands, the sex business, well, it's not good to study in the Netherlands, especially in Amsterdam. But in Leiden it's okay. In Amsterdam is very well. I don't like the red district in Amsterdam, in Sedek, like former Dolly in Surabaya. If you go there, please be careful. Maybe you will be blackmailed, or you will be, well, you will be, what I say, it's not robbed, but your money will be stolen, or they ask you for money or something like that. It's not good place. It is red district. In the Netherlands. Well, I have to manage this one. It's not good. Okay, I think the prisoner is recognizable. The prisoner is recognizable in the videos, the records. It are shown in the program, and no image or sound distortion is used. Just only records that are shown in the program, and no image or sound distortion is used. His full name was not shown. However, the initial of his first and family names were made known. Like my name is Peter Mahmud Marzuki. This is my official name. You know, I changed my name and I went to the court. Why? Because when I was in elementary school, my diploma is Mahmud with C. Mahmud. Machmud. Mahmud. And then in junior high school, my diploma was still Mahmud. Machmud with C until senior high school. Then when I was graduate from the school, Faculty of Law at Langga University, my diploma is Mahmud without C anymore. And MZ, Mahmud MZ. Also, when I was graduate from the graduate school from this school at Langga University, Mahmud without C, Mahmud MZ, the same thing. Then I went to the United States, and my passport, my passport at the time, Machmud. Then I got my degree in the United States, just the same, Machmud. I got my doctorate degree, Peter Mahmud Marzuki. And then my passport, Peter Mahmud Marzuki. And there are a lot of names to me, so I have to change to use this one. And I changed my name into Peter Mahmud Marzuki. But sometimes I'm called Peter Mahmud. Marzuki is my family name. Actually, it is my grandfather's name. My father's father's name is Marzuki. So my cousins from my father is also Marzuki. Or the abbreviate is MZ. So at the time, I was well known as Mahmud MZ. Or in English, in Bahasa, Mahmud MZ. Very well known since 1996, when I began writing poems and short stories in radio and in newspapers. Well, I was a poet. Before being a professor, I was a poet. I wrote some poems that time. So the petitioner is recognizable in the video records that are shown in the program, and no image or sound distortion is used. His full name was not shown. However, the initial of his birth and family names were made known. So P. Marzuki, something like that. P. Marzuki. So there are many men names P. Marzuki. Perhaps P. Marzuki and Peter Marzuki. Perhaps many men named Marzuki, P. Marzuki. Priyanto Marzuki, for example. Purwono Marzuki. Okay. Priyono Marzuki, Purwanto Marzuki. Pascalis Marzuki. There are many men named P. Marzuki. On August 15, 2012, the petitioner was sentenced to 6 years imprisonment for being guilty of an attempt to incite the assassin to commit murder. I think the story will be continued on Wednesday. Okay, the story will be continued on Wednesday. Now we stop discussing, and then I see you on Wednesday. We still have a next week. We still have a one class, or we have to terminate on Wednesday. Well, I will ask Pak Umar. Okay.
Okay.
See you on
Okay.
Wednesday.
See you,
Prof. Thank
See
you.
you.
Thank you, Prof. for
See you,
today.
Prof.
Thank you. Thank you.
See you. Have a nice day, Prof.
Wednesday.
Wednesday. See you on Wednesday. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Prof. Bye.
Thank you. Okay, bye-bye. See you.